Hello, my name is Kevin Keeler, and I would like to give you a little brief history about the RMS Titanic. Well, to start off with, the ship was built in Belfast, Ireland, and that's Belfast right there in Ireland. That's where the ship was built. It was headed by the White Star Line, which was headed by J. Bruce Ismay, who was one of the survivors. And if you take a look right there, that's the White Star right there. That's the company. Yep. 882 feet long, 11 stories high, and 12 city blocks long. Like the largest at that period in 1912. It was in a period known as the Gilded Age because that was a time when wealthy people showed off their money. Yep. So after a lot of fitting and sea trials, it arrives in Southampton, England on the 2nd of April 1912. It sets sail on 8 days later. Yep. So it has a near miss with a ship called City of New York. Yep. So it arrives in Cherbourg, France late because of the near miss. But it arrived in Queenstown, Ireland on cue, and then it left. But it left Europe to the United States of America with 2,222 first, second, and third class people, along with 898 crewmen. Yep. Fast forward 4 days later, on the 14th of April, on the Atlantic Ocean, it receives various ice warnings of ice in the area, most of which never made it to the bridge, which is a serious problem if you were an officer working on the Morse code. So 11:39 p.m. on the 14th of April, Frederick Fleet, who was one of the Titanic lookouts, sees an iceberg and sounds the alert. So what he does is rings the bell 3 times. That indicates that something is directly ahead of them. Picks up the phone and says, "Iceberg, right ahead," which forces the crew on the bridge to take action. The captain had already went to bed at that point, so he wasn't on the bridge at the time. First Officer William Murdoch orders that the ship be turned hard left while reversing the engines, which is a problem. Which, if it was 4 speed ahead, the greater the forward motion, it would turn much more quickly. And if they struck the iceberg head on, only the first compartment would be flooded. But that would be the forepeak. But that's not what happened. So, Titanic hits the iceberg 37 seconds later. Ouch. It pierces a 300-foot span. Yep, like a series of splits from the forepeak all the way to that boiler room for a span of 300 feet. So if the thing went down by the head, the water would flow from the next compartment to the next, back and back.
So they hit it on the side? They caught the side of the iceberg and not head on?
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
So it hits on the starboard side. That's the right side. Never turn your broadside to danger. So Thomas Andrews, one of the ship's designer, and another first-class passenger, told Captain Edward J. Smith that the ship is basically doomed. Yeah. So the Titanic had 20 lifeboats only. If loaded to full capacity, would arrange about 1,200 people, if fully loaded. The rest have nowhere to go. But at first, the lifeboats were launched half loaded. But as the ship's tilt increased, then the boats became much more loaded. So at 2:20 a.m., 2 hours and 40 minutes after impact with the iceberg, the ship goes splits and goes down. 1,517 people down the drain. Ouch. Yep, so, but there are a few theories about this. How many of you all have seen the film A Night to Remember? Yeah, so I see you have. So, in that film, it shows the ship sinking in one piece, because that's what most people saw when the ship was going down. Most Titanic researchers, like me, believe that this happened during the final plunge. According to that, it reached a 45-degree angle like this, and then it split. Right between, right in the middle and aft of the third and fourth funnels. There was another show called Titanic's Final Moments Missing Pieces, which explains a new theory that the inner bottom broke separately from the ship. Yeah, so it remained hidden from everybody for 73 years until oceanographer Robert Ballard discovered the wreck using a device called Argo. He found a boiler on the ocean floor, and after they did research, the research they did and the boiler that Argo found matched perfectly. So the ship was found. So after 107 years, it spanned books, movies such as the James Cameron film Titanic, some television shows, and even a musical. Also had impact on the world. So thank you for listening so much to this wonderful speech. I hope you enjoyed listening to this history. I'm open to some questions right here.
Now, weren't most of the males that ended up dying, because didn't they put the females in the boats first?
That's good.
And children, yeah, women and children.
Yeah, women and children first. Yep, but there were two sides of the equation. The Charles Lightoller, the signing officer, said women and children only, while Murdoch said women and children first. If Murdoch didn't see women and children, he allowed men. Any other questions?
One of them is that was first class passengers were first.
Yeah, apparently so.
and
Then
then the
work
second
down
was-
from there.
The,
Any other questions?
Yeah, one of the theories about when it ripped the bow is that there was a lot of arrogance. They thought it couldn't be sunk because it was made out of steel.
Mm-hmm.
And they also thought, iron, you're right, and they also thought because of the bulkheads that they could seal all the compartments up. But when it hit the iceberg, they didn't seal the bulkheads, they didn't seal off the ship. And when the cold water hit the boilers, that's what blew the center part, and that's when half the ship went down and the other one followed.
So like an explosion, when you say below?
Yeah, as soon as the boilers got hit by the seawater, the boilers were really stoking them because they wanted to beat the record to New York as fast as ship.
Right.
Yeah.
Speed was of the essence.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, the bulkheads went up only to E deck, which
Wow.
is a big problem. The weight of the water in the bow pulled her down by the head, by the bow.
The other thing that came of it is that because of this, they have lifeboat drills now.
That's
on
right.
On all ships.
They missed.
It was
There
one
was
of the-
no lifeboat drill regarding this
No,
incident.
it was that they never thought it was gonna sink, so it was,
And then they didn't even have enough boats, right?
Right.
For all
Yeah,
the
that's right.
passengers. That's
Because
another
they
thing
never
they
thought it
learned.
would sink.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Great job, Kevin.
Great job.
very good.
Very good, very good.